Sieg Heil! Oops, sorry about that. Welcome to the German kitchen. Actually, I'm Italian, but today we're doing the German pretzels. Achtung! Pay attention! Are you ready? Here I've taken out the great big wooden board to work with the dough. It's a good heavy board. We're going to be rolling out the pretzels on there. I have a box of baking soda, and we're going to take that and do 4 rough tablespoons. You don't have to be exact. 1, 2. I should say 1, 2, 3, 4. And this, believe it or not, is going to go into our water. Now, a half hour before the dough is ready. So we've set the timer for 1 hour before, remember. So 30 minutes on your timer, you turn the heat on the water, so now it's boiling. Give it 30 minutes to boil, because we want this simmering for the pretzels. So remember that 30 minutes, while the dough is rising, you turn on the water so it's ready. I'm going to sit the baking soda there. We'll use that in a few minutes.
And how much water is that?
Half a pot. Just fill the pot half full, approximately. There's no particular amount. You just need enough water for the pretzels to be able to sink and float.
Okay.
And I've also taken out my coarse sea salt. Coarse. Because if you've ever eaten good pretzels, you know that on the pretzel is that thick salt. Not that piddly salt, that thin stuff. Nein, the big salt. So this is coarse sea salt. You need that for your pretzel. I have some flour to help with rolling out the dough. And remember, we have our cookie sheets over here. So I'm going to get our dough. It hasn't risen a whole lot. This isn't bread, this is pretzel, but it did rise, as you can see. It did get bigger. And we're going to need the knife, a sharp knife. Okay, I'm just going to squish it together so I can cut it fairly evenly. Okay, just making a little log. First I'm going to cut it in half. And then each half you want to cut into 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Put them up on the other side there. Sprinkle some flour, spread it out on your board. And then we want to make little logs with these. Some will be bigger than others. You can't be perfect when you cut, but it doesn't matter. Some people have a bigger pretzel, some will have a small. Make sure you spread the flour out. You don't want a big glob of flour on the pretzel. Now we can only bake 1 tray of the pretzel at a time, so I'm not going to do this with the other dough until we're done with this one. 1 at a time. Now I've got these here. I need my towel. I've got a different one. And we're going to cover these. They have to sit for 5 minutes. Now we have our water going. We're going to preheat the oven while they're going to sit to 425 degrees. 425. So take a little break, go run around the block, come back in 5 minutes, and we will finish our next section of the pretzel. Welcome back to the kitchen. The kitchen. The reason that we covered the dough 5 minutes after making the log is to let the dough relax. Because that makes it easier to make the long string we're going to do for the pretzels. I'm going to move these out of the way, a little more flour. Now we're going to make the nice rope. Just keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Try and make as even as possible. Stretch it with your hands too. If the dough seems like it's still too elastic, it keeps pulling, you could let it rest again, but we'll use it the way it is. Just making a rope. Then what you want to do with this rope is you're going to pick it up and you're going to twist it around and bring it back to the other side. And we'll do it this way so you can see. Stretch it out again. I'm going to bring it up, twist it, and bring it back. And you see the shape of your normal pretzel. That's what a pretzel looks like. Just shape it out a little bit. You want to pinch these together, the ends. Open up the holes. Just use your fingers. And I got a little bit of water here in a cup, just to help stick it. Notice your shape looks just like a pretzel, the way it's supposed to. Okay, let's do another one. Some will be smaller, some will be bigger. Now actually these are a little bit smaller. I like big. If you want really big, which is what I like, instead of making 6, just do 4 from this recipe. But we will do 6 today. Okay, roll it out, squeeze. Get a nice rope. Pick it up, go around and twist. Oops. And put it back up on the other side. Make sure you leave the holes there. Pinch it together. Another one. This one's a little bigger. You're going to twist it around, go across there, there. Even this board, big as it is, and I'm doing a diagonal, it's still even bigger. A big dough. If you get a bubble in the dough, just pinch it out. Okay, bring it up, twist it around, and go back. Okay, since we're running out of room, let's go ahead and boil some of these. So take your pretzel, bring it over to your pot of boiling water. I've got a ladle with the holes. Lay that pretzel on there and gently lower the pretzel into the boiling water. Slide it off. We only want the pretzel in there for 5 to 10 seconds. And actually it'll tell you when it's ready. Look in the pot, you will see it's floating. When it floats, you know it's ready. So just take it out, let it drain. And you have to be careful with this, because now it's very soft because it's been in the water. So just shake it. And I have the baking sheet right here. Slide it onto the baking sheet. You might have to use your hands. It's not that hot, it hasn't been in that long. There we are. Do another one. Take one here, put it on this. Come over to the pot, open up the hole. Gently lower the pretzel. Slide it off. And in 5 seconds, come all the way up to the top. Just take it back out. It goes very quick. You don't have to keep it too long. We're not cooking them in here. We're setting the dough and making it more fluffy. You don't want boiled pretzel. Okay. Do a couple more. That's why we have room to roll our last two. Lower into the water. And we'll do both at the same time. Have plenty of room in the pot. You see it fluffs up a little bit from the boiling water. That's the oven preheating. Shake. Space them out. Okay, we've got 2 more. In the meantime, the water will reheat, which is good. Okay, let's do our other 2. Try and leave the 3 holes there. Pinch. When you pinch the dough together, it sticks. And the boiling water will help it to stick too. The pretzel is very easy. This one's a smaller one, but that's okay. We'll boil these 2. Comes the first one, here comes the other one. Shakes the water, Wasser. And the teeny tiny one. But that's good because we don't have all that room on the baking sheet. Okay, now what we have over here, remember the salt, the coarse salt. You want to sprinkle the salt. Let me put the light on. On top of the pretzel. Now, this is a matter of preference. If you like very salty, not so salty, it's up to you. Okay. And these, make sure they're spaced out. Right into the oven, 425, 20 minutes. Let's set our timer. Okay, and while those are going, now with this one we're going to do something different. There's two ways you can do the pretzels. I want to show you both. We will not let this one sit for 5 minutes. Cut this in half. Then we want 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay. This is the same thing, just going to roll them out.
Flour.
Actually, this is more dry, so it doesn't need it this stove. So I'm not going to use the flour. See, it's not sticking. This one was a little drier. This is the one that I added more flour to the machine. See now, because I didn't let it rest 5 minutes, you will see how it is very obstinate. It does not wish to roll out because it did not rest. But you can still do it, you just got to work a little hard. Okay, we'll put it around here. Fold it over, make it look just like the pretzel you see in the store. And I did not, let me put my cookie sheet over here. It's ready. You can see how the dough fights you. If you don't let it rest, it's very elastic. It likes to rest, but we have time constraints, so we're going to do it this way. Just got to press a little harder, pull a little more. One more, then we'll do some water. And I'll show you the second way. So we have two different kinds of pretzels. The same day. Keep rolling, 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 and while I'm rolling, I'm moving my hand out to stretch. Okay. Hold it over. 2, 3 holes. Okay, let's go to work. Now, what we're going to do different with this one, remember the baking soda? 3 tablespoons. Now, stay back and slowly throw this into the water and whoa! Ach du lieber, look at that! Bubbles all the way up. Okay, now we get our pretzel into the baking soda water. We'll change the pretzel a little bit. Comes up to the surface. Shake it out, onto the baking sheet. Thank you. Good to have assistance. Down in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now with the baking soda you want to do one at a time. You don't want to put too many. up to the surface. Ready. Shake the water out. Another one. What this baking soda is doing mainly is it is keeping these from expanding too much. These are going to be a little smaller. I like the bigger ones better myself. I want to show you both. You can choose what you like to do. Okay, that's 3. I'm going to do our others, and then these will be covered. Put the salt, cover them, set them aside till the other ones come out. If you happen to have a gigantic oven that you could fit all of them in there, that's great, but most people do not. Do not put them on alternate racks. In your oven, you could move one rack up the top and another one half. Don't do that. You want to bake these on the center rack, center of the oven only. And it's better to bake one tray at a time anyway, because then if you put too many in there at one time, it cuts down the heat of the oven and they don't bake right. So if you're making more than one batch, just do one sheet at a time. These are small. They're not sticking, just use some water. Wasser. Now some people like the baking soda in the water, some people do not. You have to try both ways, see what you like the best. You could also sprinkle these with pepper if you like pepper. Besides the salt. Tastes good.
How about olive oil?
No, that would make it taste a little... Well, I guess you could if you really wanted to, but it wouldn't really be a pretzel then. It would be more like bread. Because what the olive oil is going to do is sizzle and fry the dough. So it will change it more to a bread than a pretzel. The flavor might be nice. What you could do is dip it in olive oil when it's cooked instead of mustard. Notice we're not even greasing the pretzel because we don't want them to sizzle in any way. Okay. A little bit smaller. So I can spread it out a little bit there. I'll just put 2 holes in this one so it's not, it doesn't look so small. Okay, let's go back and boil. Last 3. If you see the ends of the pretzels here in the baking sheet are not sticking, just press them down. It doesn't really matter. When they bake, they'll set. Smell good, huh?
Mm-hmm. 5 minutes left.
Okay, well we'll take a break right after this because we're going to set these other ones aside. Almost done. Last one, stick in there. And then set these aside. The other ones aren't ready yet. They still have 10 minutes. You don't really have to time the pretzel because within the 5 to 10 seconds it comes to the surface anyway. Shut off the boiling water. Let's do our salt. Okay, now these we put over here. You cover them with a towel. You have to cover them or they will get hard. Leave them there till the others are ready. So take a little break and we'll be back as soon as the other pretzels are ready and we'll put these in the oven. Okay, welcome back. Now we have our pretzel. Now with everything you bake you have to keep checking. So after about 15 minutes I checked and I noticed it's been 17 minutes and they're actually done. So I'm taking them out. Instead of 20 minutes they did 17. So you always have to check. You see how nice and golden brown. You don't want them more than that, then they'll start to burn. Burnt pretzel doesn't taste very good. Okay, now we have these out. I'm going to reset. This time I will set 17 minutes. And we'll stick our other tray we have over here right into the oven. You see how nice they smell good too. Now, you don't want to leave the pretzels on the baking sheet because they'll keep cooking and cooking because it's hot. So I've got a nice non-stick spatula. And we're transferring them to these cooling racks. These are wonderful things to have. If you don't have them, you should buy them. They have legs. And I use these for cookies, for cakes. And it gets air. Air circulates around. And they cool very quickly, which is what you want. Set them on the racks. Because if you leave them on this baking sheet that's boiling hot, they're going to cook and cook and then they'll be too cooked. And this one almost was going to overcook. Now some people like if you use the dark brown sugar, it would be really dark like this one over here. But not because they cook too long, because they're darker with it. These are way too hot to eat, or I would taste one for you, but it would burn my mouth out. Okay, and then our other ones are in the oven, and in 17 minutes they'll come out. They will look like that. And you have your delicious pretzels. Have them with mustard, or you can just have them plain like that, and you can adjust, put pepper if you like on there. But they're best just plain like this. Have some beer. Enjoy yourself. Auf Wiedersehen.